So today in the modern age, many women are charged with ambition, fire, and independency. But let's talk about when most of it is fueled by their former man causing them pain and misery. Let's discuss. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the young prince by the name of Beasley. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. So I wanted to go ahead and give you all a big thank you. Thank you for my last video doing really well. I didn't expect it. I don't know why I was nervous to post it, but it was my video on Chloe and Armani and Halle, the problem with them and their music careers. Go ahead and check it out when you guys have a chance. And I gotta say, y'all, I realized that I've been on YouTube for 5 years now. 5 years. I'm just like, wow. So, you know, at this point, I kind of want to see myself to start growing. So I'm going to set a goal that by the end of this year, I want to be at 10K subscribers. So let's do it. Let's get Beasley to 10K. But anyways, today I wanted to go ahead and discuss a very odd trend that I've noticed in recent memory, in like recent times, in modern times, with the sheer fact that a lot of relationships I see, there is some type of weird jealousy and also some semi-codependency going on when it comes to the relationship dynamics between men and women. Y'all, I've mainly noticed that in this day and age, we have a lot of successful women. Women really getting out there and just getting it out the mud and creating not only just businesses, but like long-lasting empires and creating generational wealth. But however, the man that they decided to procreate with is kind of falling on the wayside a little bit. And one thing about men want to feel needed. They're used to being the breadwinners and they're used to being the ones holding up the ship. But what happens when we have the female being the one that's holding up the ship? One thing that it causes is jealousy within the relationship. And I will say jealousy is the biggest thing that will sink that ship. It's really weird to see a man jealous of the woman they choose to date, mate, and procreate with. But at the same time, it's becoming a very common thing that a lot of men refuse to see. Now I'm going to tie this talking point to various celebrities because talking about celebrities on YouTube is the easiest way to get pushed up the algorithm, but also with the sheer fact that celebrity relationships and marriages kind of influence the masses. Like whether you guys want to admit it or not, a lot of people are sheep and they follow what they see. So I may be just a little all over the place with the various celebrities and people that I talk about and also the talking points, but I am a dot connector and at the end I'm just going to bring it all home. So one thing about me, I used to be a huge supporter of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was literally day one with that franchise all the way back to Nene's first nose. However, over time, I went from being a Real Housewives of Atlanta lover to now a Real Housewives of Atlanta hater because I want the show to fail. And I want the show to fail because, for one, I don't like how they're doing my girl Kenya Moore. For two, I feel like they waited way too long to revamp this show and save it. And for three, I have developed a strong dislike for Portia, no middle name Williams. I truly despise Portia Williams and I don't want to see her succeed or prosper in life. Now I will say with this new revamp of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, there are some positives. For one, I do like that Shamia, who was Portia Williams' former best friend, you know, the truest friend she probably ever had, she's now being like the centerpiece. Like she's being groomed to be the HBIC of the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she is the real Atlanta housewife that Portia always wanted to be but failed. And another positive that has been a breath of fresh air to me was this new cast member by the name of Kelly Farrell. If you guys don't know who she is the owner of Nana's Fried Chicken down in Atlanta. I heard it's very popular. Her restaurant's been open since like 2016 all the way up until today and she is out there really doing the damn thing. One thing that captivated me about Kelly Farrell, outside of looking like a hybrid between Angela Bassett and Lil' Kim, is the sheer fact that she was the one person to get things started and really press Portia about stealing that lady's husband.
My question was, why did she take that woman's husband?
That cannot be your opening line. Go rewrite it.
But the other main thing that also captivated me about Kelly was the sheer fact that with her business, she really got it out the mud, and it was supposed to be a partnership between her and her husband. But as her business became more successful and she became more successful, her husband became more jealous of her. Now, y'all, in the episode, they blurred out his face, but when I saw like the real picture of him on the Brooke Ashley's channel, I looked at that wedding photo and I was just like, the goddamn audacity. Y'all, this egghead of a man that literally looks like Dr. Eggman literally put this lady through hell while they were on the rise of success throughout the ranks of Atlanta. Like, you can tell she was literally the brains of the entire operation, and she kind of just gave him a position to feel important. But once she started to really elevate her position, he started to threaten her position. Per her words, as they started to become more successful, he literally abused her to a point where she put up with it for 2 months and then decided to divorce him. And it was so bad to a point where he literally threatened to unalive her in divorce court. And that literally made her have to hire security to protect her own family because they have 4 girls together. And I'm just like, you're really that jealous that your wife is the breadwinner. But like Kelly, to my surprise, a lot of celebrity couples, a lot of celebrity women go through the same thing, especially celebrity women that are married to men who have already made a name for themselves. Like in my last video when I touched on Halle Bailey and her relationship with Diddy Kong. Now when those two got together, I thought they were like a cute little couple, like a Gen Z dread-headed match made in heaven, but over time, it was revealed that those two went together like water and patchouli oil. Sidebar, peep how Digimon recently did that big crisis chop, cut off his dreads in efforts to rehab his image, looking like a reject protege of Chris Stokes. Like, baby, you ain't slick. But Diddy Kong literally derailed Halle's Disney rollout. Like, his jealousy weird as ugly heck. Because you have to remember, when those two got together, DVD's like star power and clout was like up here. Halle, despite being in the music industry, was like right here. But as soon as she got that Disney deal playing The Little Mermaid, she literally eclipsed his fame overnight. See, when the relationship dynamics change within a blink of an eye, the guy can no longer handle not being that guy.
Who is this talking like this? DDG. You know, he had the baby with Haley.
Oh my God. That shouldn't be the first explanation of who I am, bro. That's not the first explanation of who I am.
Another example of a relationship going south because someone's jealous of their spouse is the former couple known by Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. Now, y'all, off topic a little bit, when it comes to Teyana Taylor, I'm truly disappointed in the way her career turned out in the industry because she literally should have been that girl. Like, I'm just very disappointed. Like, she can act, sing, rap, dance her ass off. She's a choreographer. And it just felt like for the longest she was paid dust in the industry. Actually, Black Femininity TV actually did a whole video about that. Go ahead and check it out. It was really good. But when it comes to Teyana and Iman, I thought their relationship was going to be around for the long haul. I thought they were really like locked in. I thought they were a match made in heaven. However, I remember a few years ago when she went on this threesome hobo tour talking about how her and Iman enjoy threesomes and they frequently do threesomes. I was just like, this relationship is not going to be around for long. And I wasn't wrong because outside of making songs, Teyana Taylor legit at one point was in the hospital a lot after that threesome hobo tour. Like, there was like issues with her and we couldn't pinpoint what the issues were. But yeah, my intuition always told me that that man, Iman, was putting her through hell. Fast forward to, I believe, late last year, they started the divorce process. And it was under wraps at first, but Iman ended up leaking their full names because they were code names. Like there was initials, like they used their initials to file the divorce. But Iman put the divorce on blast, and that's when the toxicity came into play. And during that time, it was revealed that while they were co-parenting, like let's say Teyana had to go out and like do a gig or do some choreography for somebody, he was neglecting their children. Like, he was bringing those children back to her unfed, unkept, and literally, I think he like left them at home by themselves once. Like, I was just like, it just looked very out of character for Iman Shumpert. Now, y'all, at one point, Teyana's career was going a little bit downhill. Like I said, she wasn't appreciated, but behind the scenes, she was starting to really build up her resume as a choreographer, and then that instilled a lot more trust within the industry, and now she's starting to like get pushed back out there and really starting to get her flowers. But Iman, on the other hand, at one point was most likely the breadwinner of their relationship because he was a LA Lakers basketball player. Now, y'all, I don't watch basketball. To me, these new basketball players are a a little frail and feminine. But I can't really speak to his career, but I know that when I was like watching basketball, he wasn't really around that long and he ended up retiring. But part of him retiring was to pursue something that was a little more inspiring. He wanted to be a musician, he wanted to be a rapper, and he wanted to be an actor as well. And you know, Tiana is like plugged into the industry. She's always been plugged in, so she used her connections to plug him in. Off the good graces of Tiana, you know, in a relationship you're supposed to build each other up, right? She got him a gig on Dancing with the Stars. He probably got plugged in by like her, like people that she knows in the music industry to make rap music. And he also got an acting gig on The Chi. I don't know what character he plays. I stopped watching that show about 2 seasons ago. But it's like Tiana built this man up and helped him transition out of basketball, and now you're literally beating on this girl and hitting her down the hall. Allegedly. Yo, I can tell that the fact that his wife had to put him on literally threatens his masculinity and his self-sufficiency to a point where he doesn't appreciate the fact that she plugged him in because he wanted to win on his own. Men always want to be the king on the throne despite their queen helping them elevate them, like the whole entire brand and image. They want to make it look like they got it out on their own. And the biggest indicator that he was jealous of her was the sheer fact that after their divorce, there were people talking like cash money shit about her. Like grown-ass men on social media talking cash money shit about her. And he not once ever came out to defend her. Y'all, it's real crazy. Like, I didn't see Iman going out like this. Like, Iman never gave asshole. So this switch up in the energy is just very out of character. But it always goes to show, when you challenge a man's masculinity unknowingly on top of that, they react in the craziest of ways. Speaking of crazy reactions, let's go ahead and talk about the relationship you all wanted to see, which is the struggle love between Offset and Cardi B. You guys, Offset and Cardi B literally drains me. Yo, I'm still a big fan of Cardi B, and I was a big fan of the Migos. I still love the Migos music, but when I tell you Offset has gotten beside himself. Here's the thing with Offset and Cardi B. When they both got together, the Migos was up here, not Offset. The Migos as a collective were up here. Cardi B had just came in with Bodak Yellow. She was right here. But once her full album came out, bam, eclipsed. Now, once Cardi B's star started to rise and rise, Offset started to claim her more and more and literally attach himself to her rocket. Because from what I can see and what my intuition tells me, within the Migos, there was also some jealousy. Like, when the Migos first got on, you know, the Rowdy Rough Boys, the guy version of the Powerpuff Girls, that's what the Migos were. Quavo was Blossom, Takeoff was Bubbles, and Offset was Buttercup. During the beginning of the rise of the Migos, Quavo was the de facto leader, and he was seen as the Beyonce of the group. But once Cardi B started to rise and rise, and once Offset started to attach himself to her rocket more and more, bam, everybody cared more about Offset. I tell you guys time and time again, when it comes to these rapper men, they only get as popular as the girl that they're dating. But we gotta keep it real. Cardi B platformed him. Cardi B made it more of a bigger foundation for Offset to kind of spin off and really do his own thing. In my opinion, when the Migos all split up, I didn't like either one of their projects. The only thing I really did like, though, was Takeoff's song with Cardi B, Do Anything for Clout. That was a hit song, and he became the first member of the Migos to perform solo on the BET Awards stage. So Takeoff was really starting to rise as a solo star off the backs of Cardi B. But y'all, they're back and forth, and they're up and down, and they're antics in their relationship really just kind of tarnished both of them a little bit, to a point where Offset, musically, what is Offset even doing right now, y'all? Y'all, those two getting together literally became known more for their drama versus their actual music, to a point where Offset became a complete and huge distraction for Cardi B. And he became a huge distraction for her because, like any wife would do, she spent most of her time keeping tabs on him versus actually being in the studio while he goes out and cheats and cheats. That's exactly what he kept doing, rinse and repeat. But after years of them going back and forth, Cardi B finally decided to leave his ass. She backslid a few times, but this time she really put her foot down and is going through the process of a divorce. Now, Offset will continue to play in her face, especially parading around the girls that he cheated on her with. But he started to really crash out when she started to feel her groove and got her groove back and started dating the NFL player by the name of Stephon Diggs. But he decided to go ahead and continue to take digs on her, and he allegedly sent like videos, like sex tapes of her and Cardi B to Stephon Diggs or somebody that she's dating. And I'm just like, So you're now the crash out king?
So let me tell ya about this fuck ass nigga, right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life, all that shit. He was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me of me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of him and his girlfriend playing games on my phone, leaving explicit voice notes on my fucking voicemails on my phone. I told this girl, hey, why you I hit this girl up before. Like, yo, I better not find out you in my house. This girl gonna tell me why you care that I'm in the house. You haven't been there for 3 years. Girl, how you gonna tell me why I'm mad that you in my house when that's my house that I bought? Are you okay? And then this nigga gonna FaceTime me with his girl. Mind you, yo, you've been harassing me and harassing the men that I've been dealing with for months already. You've been harassing my friends. You send people to get my friend beat up, my home.
We gotta keep it real. Despite his talent, Offset would not be where he is today without Cardi B. If he didn't marry her, like, where would he be? Like, the Migos, like, they were always going to be successful, but I just don't see the longevity. Like, especially if they all decided to continue to do solo projects. So I just find it crazy that you literally attached yourself to Cardi B's rocket. She gave you a solid foundation for you to create your own solo career off of. But since you didn't get it on your own, you want to go ahead and antagonize this girl and put her through strife. Because that's how men react. Men always, like, retaliate and react when they can't get things their way or they're not seen as the king on the throne. You know, it's crazy when it comes to Offset and Cardi B at one point was the crash out queen. She was crashing out on IG Live over Offset and his shenanigans. But now the roles have been reversed to a point where now Offset is the one crashing out once Cardi B decided to move on to that NFL star, which I feel like that man's just a placeholder. I feel like he low-key out there cheating as well, but it is what it is. That's another story for another day. But I will say, since Cardi B's out on the playground ready to play, now Offset is crashing out. And I feel like Offset's going to crash out even more when Cardi B finally bosses up and really gets on her Fenty Beauty bag. If you guys don't know, Cardi B entered a partnership with the Revolve Group, and either like late this year or next year, she's coming out with an apparel line and also a beauty line. I hope it has something to do with like nail polish or fingernails. I really feel like that's her lane, like Cardi B nails. But she's about to boss up and get that Rihanna Fenty Beauty bag, and she's really going to move on to bigger and better things on top of her releasing her album. Y'all, that album has to come out this year. Offset, I really hope you have your shit together because your star power is dwindling. Like, you are literally fading into irrelevancy, especially with the fact that male rap is kind of like, unless you're Kendrick Lamar or Drake or an OG, like, your career is on shaky ground. But Offset, I hope you got your shit together because your foundation is falling apart. Like, Cardi B's not gonna be able to prop you up anymore. Quavo's not gonna be able to prop you up anymore. So what do you have to look forward to now? Like, his solo album I heard was decent. I didn't even bother listening to it because of all the bullshit that he was putting Cardi B through. So most of your fan base was Cardi B's fan base and the Migos fan base. Without the Migos and without Cardi B, you have literally nothing. Now y'all, I am a gay man, so I haven't been in a relationship with a woman, but I have a good point of view from a woman's perspective, mainly talking to my female friends. But from what I see, the main thing that really threatens a man, especially in this economy, is money. The lack thereof makes them feel smaller than. And when they see their woman being the breadwinner and getting more than them, they're going to feel some type of way, and it never ends in a good result. See, in American society throughout the dawn of time, they have taught girls to shrink themselves, so they won't threaten the man. But however, we're in a day and age where the women are like, okay, if this nigga ain't stepping up, I'm going to boss the fuck up and do what needs to be done to level up financially. And the biggest reason why women are able to level up financially because they're more in tune spiritually. Like, for example, women are more inclined to like go to church, you know, talk to their ancestors, spend time with their loved ones, their grandmothers. They're also partaking in spiritual practices like talking to their ancestors, venerating their ancestors, you know, getting in tune with their bloodline. Like, they're always going to find a way to level up financially because they're more spiritually inclined. Y'all, for some reason, if a man was in charge of like the spiritual aspect of the household and the relationship, it would fall to the wayside because for some reason men just don't. For some reason with the energy, it's hard for them to stay consistent with spirituality. I mean, I could even speak for example because I'm a highly spiritual individual, but even I fall off of my spiritual practices. I mean, I try to go to church every single Sunday, but sometimes I want to lay in bed. The biggest cause of jealousy in a man is financial insecurity. If they see that woman making more money than them, they are going to feel some type of way. There is an abundance of female celebrities in my generation, the millennial generation, cultivating empires and also generational wealth. You rarely see a millennial celebrity man cultivating an empire on the same level as a Fenty Beauty. A lot of these men settle for being an ASAP Rocky.
Like, girls should take me shopping, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even me trying to sound cool and cocky. I really do believe that. And I know that a lot of you
believe that girls should just take you shopping?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm handsome. Like I'm a bad bitch in that term.
And y'all, today we have to keep it real. We are in a movement that I like to call hashtag soft guy era. Soft guy era is men literally taking a more like feminine approach to dating and cultivating relationships, and also them wanting to be sought after and courted.
Like, listen, I'm all about guys being more in touch with their feminine side. You know, like, I love that for you. But it's hard to be in your soft girl era, which I feel like we all want to be in our soft girl era right now. At least I do. But it's like when all the guys are in their soft girl eras, it's like, I got to be the boyfriend and the girlfriend?
Deep down inside, men want to be a pretty princess. Like, men are tired of holding up the ship. They're tired of carrying the whole entire thing. And they want women to kind of take over things. There are men that become jealous of their woman when they're more successful. But however, on the other hand, there are men that are just like A$AP Rocky, where they get with a successful woman and they want to be catered to. There is a huge subset of men that don't want to court anymore. They don't want to be more assertive in dating anymore. They want the woman to take on the more masculine role when it comes to pursuing them and cultivating a relationship with them. Men have been able to see how women have been able to get away with finessing men for years. Like, men would always usually take women on extravagant dates, extravagant trips, tricking off on them, spending like literally their whole entire paycheck, the whole entire salary or record advance on a woman. And now they're at a point where getting pussy back in return is not enough. They want that same treatment. They want to feel rejuvenated and pampered. Men want to be a pretty princess. They want you to pay for their nails. They want you to take them on shopping sprees, give them some new clothes, money rolls, new cars, new rims, and a binge, you name it. Like, men want to be catered to. There are men that are jealous in that aspect of women, and there are also men that kind of peep game and they kind of take notes on how these women are able to play games, and they play those same games in return.
Nah, because I'm seeing all these dudes online talking about soft guy era this, soft guy era that. Y'all wanting girls to pay for stuff. And honestly, bro, you type of dudes, bro, is damn right. It's about time. Personally, if you ask me, it couldn't have been said better. I'm just relieved to know that it ain't just me. You want to come here asking me what I got to offer, what I bring to the table. Baby, I am the table. And it's not the question of do I got money. Obviously, but I want yours. How could we speak in our mind? Now we sassy. Now we acting zesty. What y'all be saying? And did. Don't care. I'm finna put your ass to work. I'm looking for the big ballers, okay? When that bill comes to the table, don't even look in my direction. It's giving broke girl. And baby, if that's the case, that's fine. Just say that. No judgment, but next caller. I'm sorry, boo. No money on your dunion. It's gotta go. At this point, I'm not even answering the call unless I get a cash app first. Like, what? Where's my money for my haircut? You want me to pump the gas? I forgot my wallet from me, my favorite line. And don't ask me to take out the trash. Baby, I'm in Margiella's. This ain't no soft boy era. This is soft boy forever. What are you talking about?
But what is my solution to all of this? I don't have one. To keep it real, you guys, dating is fucked. You might as well just go ahead and try your luck, find somebody. If you want to date them, if they tickle your fancy, just go ahead and go after them. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But overall, y'all, like I said, there is an increasing amount of jealousy and animosity between men and women. And I don't think it will be healed in our lifetime because I feel like we're a little too far gone. But y'all, the balance is off. The balance is off in feminine and masculine energy, and I don't know what it's going to take to bring that balance back. Yeah, my men, if you find yourself jealous of your woman and if you feel stuck, figure out a game plan and step your pussy up. But yeah, those are my views. Let me know what you guys think about this whole entire jealousy between men and women and like dating and relationship dynamics. And my women, let me know if you guys have ever noticed that your man has been jealous of you in the past or in the present. And my man, if you have some balls, feel free to express if you at one time have ever felt jealous of the person that you dated. But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to come back at you guys with some more content.
Time can't erase. Yeah.